Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review of Love in Paradise, the Caribbean, a 90-day fiance story, season 1, episode 7, a ring or a fling. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate this episode of Love in Paradise, I would rate this episode a C. Um, next week, next week's episode will be the season finale, and we just hope it gets better. Okay. Anyway, now to the review. So the first couple that I want to talk about is Steven and Martine. As we all know, Martine came with a lot of expectations about her the outcome of her visit. She had a lot of expectations for him and for herself. And one of the things that she wanted or expected out of this visit to Jamaica, not Jamaica, Barbados, was to solidify the relationship and to get an engagement ring. We saw Martine almost the whole entire season just really try to lock this man down. And this episode wasn't any different. So we saw him, tell his buddies to meet him at a jewelry store. Of course, his buddies are like, we don't know why he wants us to meet him here. Of course, they knew. But anyway, they go into the store and he tells them that he wants to propose to Martine because he is afraid of losing her. The last relationship, the last conversation that the two of them had, um, they really talked about the relationship and how she did not trust him, how she had an instinct that he was, seeing someone or not being completely honest with her about things. And he sat there and, attempted to pour his heart out and to, convince her that there was nothing for her to be worried about, that she could trust him 100% and all of that. And so the relationship really started getting rocky, and so did the vacation. And so he has met his friends at the jewelry shop to get a ring for her to propose because he feels like maybe this will help her to trust him more. Now, at the beginning of the episode, when we were first introduced to him, he was a very confident brother. Was convinced that this ring was not going to be the answer to their problems, and I think that many of us agree with him on that. Now, all of a sudden, we see this broken down, unsure man who has his whole life ahead of him. And so, his friends are indicating that they don't believe that this is the answer and that, he really needs to think about it, that he's really not ready for it. How is he going to switch, from the DJ guy to the husband and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't think that any of them really believe that she is the right person for him or that he's really doing this for the right reasons. And I agree with them on that. Put it down in the comments section and let me know what you think about this. But anyway, he decides that he is going to, take Martine to a a lunch, if you will, at the beach, a romantic dinner at the beach. And because she's about to go home. And of course, we all know he has this engagement ring. Now, when he went to the jeweler, the ring that he picked out for her was a Marquise cut diamond, and it was $10,000. And I'm like, where he get that money from? But anyway, he could have been saving over the years. And so, he sits down at the beach and then he pops a bottle of wine, and it's a romantic setting. And she said, this is a wonderful way to kind of end everything. And so the two of them are just, sitting there and they're looking at each other, and he's sweating profusely because he's nervous. And so, she can read this on him, and she asked him, what's wrong with you? And he says, I thought that this would have been the perfect setting for me to propose. And she was like, with them big old eyelashes on. And he was like, and she was like, okay, wait a minute. He told her that he thought this was a wonderful place, a wonderful setting. And so she was like, okay. He was like, I got a ring for you. And she was like, you got a ring for me? He was like, yeah. And he said, but I'm sitting here ready to burst in tears. And she was like, why? And he said, because I don't think I want to do this. And we were left with a cliffhanger. We were left with a carton freaking cliffhanger. We don't know whether or not he proposed, whether or not he didn't. I guess we'll find that out for the season finale. But I'm saying, if I'm sitting on the beach with you and you've made a decision that you brought a ring for me, and now you sit here in my face when it's the moment of truth and you say, I really don't think I want to do this, you have just wasted a sunset, boo. You just wasted a romantic evening. Like, that's my opinion about it, right? So anyway, I'm hoping that he does not propose to her out of stress, because right now I think that he is absolutely doing it because he believes that this is what's going to save the marriage. I mean, the relationship. Although when he asked her about the relationship, and she, they did a cheers, and they cheers to romance, to communication, to this and to that. One of the things that she said that she could not tolerate and that she did not want to deal with was the distance between the two of them. And his friends mentioned the same thing. She lives 10,000 miles away. And so, a lot of the things that she wants and that he wants hasn't been worked out from the giddy up. So it is my suggestion that the two of them just call it quits, and just call it quits, or call it a fling. Okay, because the name of this episode is A Ring or a Fling, and I really think that they need to continue with the fling. Talking about a fling, when we talk about the two of them, this is just an absolutely sad ass couple to me. They're a sad couple. He came over there with all of these dreams of grandeur, that she was going to come and move with him to California. And, if she loved him, she needed to speak English and everything else. Like, he came up in that camp talking big trash, because she backed him up last week and indicated to him that I ain't in love with you like that. So, of course, he calls his girlfriend on the phone, and she tells him that she believes that it's the added pressure of, or the ultimatum, if you will, the constant ultimatums, if you will, about her moving to California. She said the only thing in America that was good was peanut butter. He has a problem with them having an open relationship. But after he talks to his girlfriend about it, his homie, she suggests that he back down off of some of that stuff, because it's at this point it's time for him to go. So, he has a conversation with Key, and, he starts backpedaling and puts off of his original request. And so, he talks to Key, and he tells Key, hey, I was thinking about everything, and I think that, me concentrating on California and you moving and all of that kind of stuff is not the route that I should have went. So she was like, okay, I'm listening. He goes in now and he says, I want to backtrack off of that, but I want us to stay together. Would you consider staying with me if I back off the California stuff? Well, that wasn't just the issue with her. There were other issues with her. Now he says, I want to stay in this relationship with you, but I don't want to be in America wondering whether or not you're with someone else. I would like you to commit to having a monogamous relationship with me, that there be no other people. She said, why do you Americans dwell on or put such importance on commitment, monogamy? Why? She said, I just want to live my life and I want to have sex with whoever I want to have sex. No, she didn't say that. But in so many words she did. She wants to be able to be free. She said that's not important. That's not what defines love. It's how people, really basically interact with each other. I love you when you're here. When you're not there, I love you, but I don't love you as much as I'm making love to the person that I'm with right now. She doesn't want him to put her or box her into this relationship um, by being completely committed. Okay. Thank you so much, Lady Kate, for the $5 super chat. Love you, Auntie. Hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling much better. Thank you very, very much for the $5 super chat. Thank you. I'm feeling much better. Thank you so much for asking. So basically, he went back groveling, begging at her feet. And she was like, as long as you take all of those ultimatums off the table, we continue to stay in the relationship. But what basically she does over there, she's going to do over there. And they'll continue to work on their relationship. One thing about her, she did not take down to him. She did not value him above herself. She did not, she just did not allow him to bully her into this American dream. She said, I'm absolutely fine where I'm at. And if I don't ever see America, it ain't going to bother me. But I want to live my life the way I want to live my life. And he had no other choice but to respect that. I was like, girl, you better go. Like that stuff that she got between her legs, honey, that's go. She need to go ahead on and bag that up, bottle that up. She need to do whatever she got to do, because I'm gonna tell you right now, honey, she had him groveling at the end. Okay. Okay. So anyway, they've decided to stay in a relationship. I think it's still gonna be no tell. I mean, don't tell, don't ask. And if this is what he wants, this is what he gonna have to do in order to get her. He did indicate that he is going to be learning Spanish as soon as he gets home, and so he just really wants this, to continue on this relationship with her. Okay. I wish the best for them. Again, we'll see at the season finale how all of this stuff goes, right? But it just is what it is. So the next couple, I don't know why every time I see her, she just, she irritates me so bad. Um, Amber just, Amber doesn't see the writing on the wall. And it's sad that she doesn't. The writing on the wall was when he sat her down and he talked about bringing his family. To me, that would have been a flag Like that was fireworks for me. Not just a flag, but fireworks on the 4th of July. Y'all gotta excuse me. I feel like I want to yarn. You know how you feel like you want to yarn, but you just can't get the yarn out? That's how I feel. I feel like I just want to yarn like really, really bad. And I don't want it to come out, but I want it to come out. But anyway, let me continue. So, she has stayed over in Costa Rica and she has done the paperwork with Daniel in order to take it down to the embassy so that he can apply for the K1 visa. She begins, they put the paperwork in and he finds out that they have an appointment almost like the next day. Okay. Thank you so much, Spice for Life, for the $5 for the €5. Super sticker. Thank you, Bill. I think that's euros. I always question that. I don't know why. But thank you so much. So she finds herself, in a dilemma because she hasn't had an opportunity to school him. This woman has done everything for him but wipe his ass. There is not one thing that Amber has not done for this cotton freaking man. It is out of this world for me. Like out of this world. Unbelievable to me. The stuff that she's doing. She has stayed in Costa Rica to fill out his paperwork. He said he quit his job. If that's the case, then he can do his own paperwork. But I don't understand. I don't understand her mentality around this, right? But anyway, so on the way to the embassy, he is asleep. He is tired. I guess she must have had him up all night. She now wants to drill him about things. She said that she heard that people, if people just stutter during the interview process, that they can deny it. They really want to know whether or not you have a real legitimate relationship. She had a envelope, a folder. It was stacked up like this with I guess paperwork, supporting emails, text messages, pictures, and everything to prove that they really had a legitimate relationship. And so now she wants to school him about what's her favorite color, what's her favorite food. He was like, shrimp, Amber, shrimp. Because he's tired. He is tired. And she's like, he's not taking this serious. Our whole life depends on this. Yeah, there you go. Excuse me. And so he's like tired. He doesn't want to go through any of this. He just wants to, he knows enough about her. She said, what size shirt do I wear? He said a large. She got offended because she actually wears a medium. Okay, so what? They're not going to want to know stuff like that, are they? I mean, if anybody has been through the 90-day fiance process, do they ask questions all the way down to the size of somebody's drawers? Let me know. But anyway, he goes to the embassy. She's outside of the embassy. She's pacing back and forth. And he comes out. He tries to have a mean face on and a disappointed face, but it just didn't work. He has been granted his visa to come to the United States on a 90-day K1 visa. He told her that they took his passport. They'll send him his updated passport. And Daniel is on his way to America. Ain't no way in the world they're going to be able to drop us off right here. They're going to have to give us more information on this. We need it. We got to have it. Okay. So he's on his way to America, y'all. And she is happy. And I'm like, he using you, in my opinion. He might be here a year. I see him almost like, he reminds me of Pedro and Chantel. While Chantel and Pedro have stayed together, his dream is to bring his whole family over here. As you all know, I believe it's October 10th or even October 11th, the family Chantel is coming back. And yes, we will be reviewing it. Okay. And yes, we will. Thank you so much, Smokey Mix, for the $10 super chat. Thank you, boo. Y'all are so kind. Thank you. Hey, Rory. So last but certainly not least, Aryan and Sherlon. I always have to sit back and kind of think about this couple and really what I want to say. So we open up this episode with Sherlon indicating that he's been diagnosed with COVID. He said he had to go back to the beach, to the resort where he works. And as a worker, they have to be tested. He was tested and he came up positive. He believes it's a false negative because when Aryan was tested, she came up negative. And Auntie, he is wooed. Okay. I don't know what that means, Auntie. So, matter of fact, brush my arms. Okay. So she has now left his dwellings and gone back to the resort. They were together 2 days, 2 nights, and he said they never do the hanky panky, but he wanted to. And I'm sitting there thinking, why did y'all do that within the 2 days? Like I'm a bit confused about it. Okay. So the two of them had unfinished business because they were talking the night before about the naming of the baby. Okay. Thank you so much, She Crab Diva, for the $20 super chat. Why can't Michael get his K1 visa with Angela? I don't know. I don't know. I think it may be something in his background. Because remember, he went interview. But thank you so much, She Crab Diva, for the $20 super chat. So she told him that if he could not make a promise that he was going to be coming to America on the K1 visa and marrying her in her little quaint little neighborhood, that she was unwilling to name the baby, give the baby his last name. He said that's his baby, that's his legacy, and he should have the last name. She says that Sherlon hasn't stepped up to the plate and done what Sherlon needs to do. And I'm sitting up there thinking to myself, what does Sherlon need to do? I'll wait. What does Sherlon need to do? You know, this young lady had indicated last week that she's in school, she's in this, she's in that. She moved back home with her mother. She was already having financial trouble. She was already having that prior to her meeting Sherlon. Certainly, you could not have thought that a mofo from Jamaica was going to be the one that was going to turn your life from rags to riches. Oh no. Could possibly be the whole opposite effect. I know Auntie ain't going over to no damn Jamaica looking for. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you so much, Mikhail Banks, for the $19.99 super chat. What's up, Auntie? Love you. Love you too, boo. Love you too. Thank you so much for the super chat. So now she's at the hotel hoping that in the next 2 days or the next couple of days that he's going to take another test and that's going to come up negative. Well, that didn't happen. That did not happen. And you know what I was like? Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey, goodbye. said, bye bye, baby, goodbye. I think you better call Tyrone. Call it. I was so happy that she didn't get to be with Sherlon. I know I'm petty. I know I'm petty. I know I'm petty. But I just was so happy that she wasn't happy. I don't wish nothing bad on her. I don't wish nothing bad on the kid. I'm sorry that Sherlon didn't get to have that ending conversation with her. But come on, y'all. I was so happy that she was unhappy. Is that petty? Is that being a petty? Is that just petty being a petty bitch? Is that stupid of me and dumb of me? Because that's just where I was with it. I don't like the girl. I ain't like the girl from the... Okay, Auntie, they do ask detailed questions, and anything you put on your combo online is supposed to be memorable to the significant other. Huh? Oh, okay. You talk about the other thing. Okay, thank you, boo. I can't stand the way she talk and move her lips. You're not petty, you real. She's a hot mess. She really is. But I was disappointed that he didn't get the time to be with her. He does indicate that he loves her. And after, being separated from her and being able to hear the baby's heartbeat and all of that, Sherlon was like, you know what? This is going to be my child. This is my child. It's the most important thing to me. It's my first child. He said, I never thought that I would meet this American girl and get pregnant and have a baby with this American girl. And now he says that he's going to try everything he can to get back with her and to be there for the birth of his child. And I thought that Sherlon was honest. I think that Sherlon has been the most honest person. And even her, if I got to give her any kind of credit, it would have to be that she's been honest as well. But I just don't like it. I don't like her. I know that she's had the baby. We don't know whether or not Sherlon made it. Hopefully next week at the season finale, we'll be able to find out whether or not Sherlon made it or not. But it's just something about her. I think the way that she carries herself. I think the way that she thinks. The box that she wants to put him in. Her inability to be able to communicate with him. Her inability to communicate with him without trying to always put her stuff first. Considering someone else other than herself. Thank you, Linda Hernandez, for the $5 super chat. No, Auntie, you ain't petty. She is manipulative. Absolutely, she is. Absolutely, she is. And Sherlon met her. She had the Uber van to take her to Sherlon to say goodbye. Sherlon gave her some fake purple flowers. She thought it was a nice little gesture. I wouldn't have. Sherlon. She took a picture of it because the van driver said because he has COVID, he can't even put the flower in it because he touched it. And so she leaves home with just a memory. Like the corners of her mind. Okay, because that's the only thing she's going to be getting, honey. Something in the corner of her mind. But anyway, hopefully next week we'll get to see whether or not this couple stays together. I don't have a whole lot. Like I said, this episode was a C, and I did not want to hold you all long. It wasn't a lot that happened in this particular episode. And so, yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let me know down in the comment sections what you would have rated this episode. I thought it was a filler episode, and they could have ended this right here. It could have given us the end of all of these, a summary and an end and a closing and a finale on all these couples this week. But TLC, they like to drag out. Do they like to drag stuff out? Oh my God. So we have to wait one more week in order to be able to get the rest of this. Somebody said a C minus. Linda did. Okay. Ariana wants to show her community that a man wants her. Low self esteem and insecure child. Amen to that one. Amen to that one. So, you all, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to my moderators who always keep the chat nice and safe. Thank you to everybody who super chatted me. I thank you all so much. Love and appreciate you all. Y'all be safe above everything. Be safe out here in these streets. And until we meet again, I love y'all to pieces. Bye, y'all.